welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Uyime Hamilton. Just in case you are tuning in for the first time, and on this channel, I share about women's lifestyle and women's health. So today, I'm going to be talking about how you can break habits and cultivate new ones. So I recently had a client in the office who um, had an addiction that she was struggling with, and she shared about it. And I had to guide her through how she could navigate that particular habit that she had developed over time and basically build new ones. And while reflecting about this, I was able to ask myself, what habits have I had in the past that I've had to break and actually cultivate new habits? And one that comes to mind is, I know that there was this season of my life while I was still younger, while we were in school, we would fast and all that. But by the time I experienced some health challenges, having to go back to that habit of fasting was quite tough for me. In fact, for years, I did not go through any form of fasting, and I desired to do it, but it was just so tough. So I had to think through it, and I noticed that these were five things that I did that helped me in navigating that season of my life. And this is just one out of the many habits that I've had to break. So the first thing I was able to do is there was this desire for change. If you want to break a habit, you need to have that desire. You need to want to break the habit. No one would be able to create that desire for you. It has to come from you. So I knew that I would love to fast. I knew the benefits of fasting, but it was just so hard for me to do. But it began with that desire for change. But the desire for change is not enough. So you need to take it a step further. And the next thing is you need to have a plan. It's just like saying you want to save, for instance, I want to save 1 million naira. That's a desire. But how do you save the 1 million naira if you do not have a plan? You need to have a plan that you actually draft and say, this is how I am going to go about it. And what was my plan in the case of the fasting? I decided to start with just starting small. So do like, instead of 3 meals a day, I go for 2 meals a day. So instead of having an early breakfast like I would normally do, normally before I would have breakfast before I leave for the office, because I know once I get to the office, I would be swamped up with work. But I now had to say, okay, let me adjust it a bit. Let me push the timing. Instead of having breakfast at, let's say, 7, which was quite early, why don't I push it till like 9 or 10? So once I get to the office, I work for like maybe about 2 hours or so, or maybe 1 hour, depending. And I have my breakfast at maybe, most times it was actually around 10, most times. So I push, so I had to do it gradually. Then from that, I now said, okay, instead of eating late, I would have my last meal latest on or before 6 p.m. So you could see that that was my plan, to go step by step, and I was able to progress. So now it means that my eating window was now between about 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Some days I would default, but most days I would adhere. So you need to have a plan. What plan will you put in place to ensure that you defeat that habit? The next thing is you need to set up an accountability structure. In all honesty, it's one thing to have the desire, it's another thing to have a plan. But how are you going to implement it? You need someone that can hold you accountable. So I remember we formed this group. So within the Women Lighthouse community, there were some of us that were on a fitness journey. So we decided to form an accountability group, and every day we check in and we say what we're able to do. Oh, I ate this, I ate my first meal at this, I ate my last meal at this, I took this number of steps a day. We share if there's a challenge, I've been struggling with this. There was an accountability structure. Accountability structures help you stay focused, help you stay motivated, help you to keep pushing and stay consistent. So if you want to break a habit, you need to have an accountability buddy or partner, someone that would actually be firm and hold you strong towards achieving your goals. Another thing is focusing on consistency and not perfection. It's important to know that a habit was built over time and a habit will be broken over time. It's not magic. It's not magic at all. So it's important for you to be patient with yourself. Take it one day at a time. Your aim should be to show up every day for that habit you want to break, not about how perfect. So, for instance, now with regards to fasting, I would love to fast. Let me share one testimony, if I will call it that. So, there was this day I said, okay, I would eat when I get to the office, but I think I was rushing to work, so I didn't take anything. And that day, I was able to stay throughout work, finished work. I was not hungry. From the office, I had some errands to run. Long story short, by the time I got to my house, it was like 4 p.m. And it was when I got to my house, I ate my first meal. Please, have I fasted or have I not fasted? Just like that. But when I started, there were some days I will get it right, some days I will not get it right. But I just kept pushing every day. My focus was I want it to be a habit. It's a habit, a new habit I'm trying to cultivate. So it's not about how perfect it's not about how perfect that habit is at the beginning. It's about this is my end goal. I want to cultivate this habit. It can be in your fitness. I want to take 10,000 steps a day. You start with 2,000 steps. You keep showing up consistently. Some days you will beat the 2,000 steps, you push it to 5,000 steps. Some days you may just take 1,000 steps. But the point is, every day you are intentional, you show up. Like for me, I'm on a fitness journey and my aim is 10K steps, 10,000 steps a day. And I told myself, so my desire was to have 10,000 steps a day in the year 2025 as a habit. And my plan was for me to achieve, because of the kind of job I do, I'm sedentary. For me to achieve it, I would either have to take a morning walk or an evening walk or both to keep me physically active. That was my plan. Then accountability, we set up an accountability structure. We had a closed accountability group. Then the next thing was consistency. Every day, I would track my steps. I made sure I show up every day. Even if I didn't hit 10,000 steps, I was not discouraged. I show up the next day and I keep pushing. And that was it. And the last thing is make it fun. Life is not that deep, in all honesty. Make it fun. So some days, with regards to the intermittent fasting, I just spice it up a bit and make it fun. With regards to my physical activity, some days I infuse dance into it. Some days I go out with the kids. We just move around. Sometimes I go hiking. It doesn't mean it must be one rigid way every time. So it's important that if you can do those 5 things, it will guide you through how you can break a bad habit and cultivate a new one. I hope this helps you on your journey today. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly do that and click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will know when another video comes up. Thank you for listening. Bye.